My name is Hussam Melhem. I am the product specialist for Cathis Endovascular Simulator. Just before we start, I would like to mention and remind you that every week we will be having like this demonstration or webinars so on different products from our portfolio. So now today we will have our endovascular simulator. First of all, we will have a PowerPoint presentation. We'll go through it, and the second part from this webinar, we will be doing a hands-on on our simulator with my colleague Ahmed, the one he has that device. Okay, so we'll start with the presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. With Cathis, our endovascular simulator, we can provides a wide application platform for endovascular simulation with different categories starting from cardiology, interventional radiology, and neuroradiology. And now we'll go just for some of the features that we have it for the device. First of all, we can do different endovascular procedures with one insertion point. So it can be this insertion point. It can be jugular, transradial, or transfemoral. Also, we can do realistic X-ray projections. Where we can use different parameters. Different parameters like the C-arm. We can have a 2 C-arm at the same time. We can move the table. So this is what we have belong the X-ray projection. Also, the system, it has very good and very good haptic feedback and visual feedback. The haptic feedback, you can feel it when you insert the instrument in the device, and the visual, you can see it on the screen in front of you. Unfortunately, we are because of the pandemic, you know, you don't have the device. We'll do it remotely, but I'm sure that if you have the device and if you try it, you will feel that, especially the haptic feedback. Also, we offer a complication cases like the bifurcation and other modules that we can run it on the device. We can use a real instrument. The real instrument that we can use it can be branded or a general one. Also, we have a 3D projection for more understanding of the case. So this is mainly some of the features for our endovascular simulator. Here in this slide, you can see here the two models that we have. Actually, we have more than two models, but as you can see here in the picture, in the first picture, yeah, here this one, it's mentioned here that this is the Cathis 3. This is one of the models that we have, and the one here down, this is the Cathis Smart. This device actually is a portable one, mobile, easy to transport, and this is here on this device. We will do our hands-on after we finish the presentation. So what's the difference between these devices? Actually, or these models, let's say, actually you can see here that, sorry. you can see here that we have 2, 3, 5. This belongs for the trackers. The trackers inside the device. So how many trackers we can have inside the device, and how many instruments you can, real instrument you can insert simultaneously at one. I mean, yeah, or at one time in the device. But even if you have, for example, the 3-1, you can still insert 5 devices. There is an option from the software, you can do it, and you can choose that. Yeah, please, before we continue, if you have any question, you can drop your question in the chat box, and after we finish, we can have a Q&A session. Okay. Yeah, now here we have the components, the hardware components for the device. As we mentioned, this is the tracking unit for the Cathis. Here we have, this is the notebook, or where we can have the software, or what we call the graphical user interface. So the instructor, he can control, he can choose the instruments, play with the, let's say, the C-arm, the table. Yeah, it can be from here or the control unit. The third part here we have, this is the control unit, here where you can control the, as you can see here, we have different joysticks. So one of them for the C-arm, the second one, this one for the table, the third one for the collimators. This one, if you have the biplane model, so it can be biplane or it can be monoplane. I mean, if you need to use one C-arm or 2 C-arms. The fourth one here, this is the foot pedal. The foot pedal here, you know, this is for doing an X-ray, for doing the cine loop, or the documentation for the picture that you have. Regarding these two parts, the Cathis hub and instructor cockpit, I will explain it in the next 2 slides. The cockpit here, the instructor cockpit, this is a real remote control in real, a total remote control in real time. You can control as instructor also the angio suite. So you can play with the X-ray parameters. You can choose even the instruments from here. So this is an optional remote control. You can have it with our Cathis. The last part here that we have, what we called here, you can see it in the picture here. This one, this is the Cathis hub. Actually, it's like a media between the instruments and the laptop itself, or the software. Also, we called it as a measurement unit for measuring the liquids. So because usually we are giving a real liquids, or we are giving the liquids for the, you know, like the mechanical thrombectomy, or what we call it, remove the blood clot. Okay, so this is, it's like a measurement unit and a media between the instruments and the software. The modules, as we mentioned at the beginning, we are covering 3 categories. One of them is the cardiology modules. You can see here we have different modules like the PCI. By the way, this is one of the cases that we will run it today, the percutaneous coronary interventions. Also, we can have the right heart catheterization, the TAVI. Yeah, what I want to highlight here, actually, this one. This is the Core 3D. This is tools, or a module that come with the Cathis. Actually, it's a training program for the cardiologist and his assistant in the cath lab. It it will give them more knowledge about the anatomy. Also, it's improve the spatial imagination. So you can build a 3D image from a 2D projection. It's a very useful tool. So for this, I mentioned. The second modules or the second categories that we have for the radiology we can have like the TC here, the UAE, the BAE, below the knee, superficial artery, the iliac, TIVAR. Yeah, it's common cases. All of them can be run on our simulator. Last not least, this is the neuroradiology modules. Also, we can have like the AIS, the acute ischemic stroke, CAS, UIA, yeah. So this is what we have regarding the modules. Yeah, we talk about the hardware. And now regarding the software, actually our simulator consists of two parts, hardware and software. So once you get the hardware, you will have two options for buying the software. So you can buy it one license time, one time, I mean. You download it on your PC, and it will be forever. Or you can have another option, leasing packages actually, for a minimum 3 years leasing term, and it comes with the different packages. Like here, as mentioned, there is a standard, smart, and advanced. Actually, the difference between these three packages is the number of modules and the number of cases under each module from the modules that we mentioned before. That's it for the presentation. So before we move to my colleague Ahmed Hassan for the hands-on, I'm happy to hear if there is any question or something I would like to explain it more. Thank you. Thank you, Ala.
I wanted to ask one question regarding the post-processing for the cath. The end user can manage the post-processing, do measurement, for example, do post-processing procedures, or just only to see and to select some items.
Sorry, what you mean by post-processes?
Normally, training center, they usually need to do, for example, select the Cathis, select the stent, okay? They need to do some calculations as a real case. For example, normal and abnormal cases, they can do post-processing for these cases or not? Do measurement, calculation,
yes, road mapping,
yes.
Yes, road mapping, yes, is there. Yeah, and even you know, when you apply the case and you enter with the wrong catheter or guide wire, let's say catheter, inside the artery or the veins, and you get stuck and you cannot move on, you can switch and choose another catheter. So it's as real, you know. And the road mapping, yes, for sure, you can giving a contrast, and as we mentioned, the liquids. So yes, you can have.
The second question, if the end user, they have abnormal cases, they need to upload it in the system. They can upload it, or just they will use the default cases which are available by manufacturer.
Actually,
yes, actually for subscribed users, like the users that choose to go with the you know, leasing option and they pay subscriptions, these users have the option to send Cathis developers in Germany to send them the cases they want, and they would reproduce those on the simulator. And it's like one or two, I'm not sure, Catherine or Manuela. So there are packages. We can come back to Hussam. And with every subscription, you have a number of cases per year or per month, I'm not sure, to actually reproduce. The option is there, but you have to be subscribed to get this service. So you can, your own case, a case that you like to replicate on a simulator, never seen before, yes, it's doable.
Thank you, Dr.
And as
Cathis.
for the subscribe option, Carlos, it's normally الأمواج and government in the most of the country, they will not go with subscribe option. To be honest, what we did for this,
I get you. I get you. Yeah.
what we
Yeah.
did, we
Yeah.
delivered
I understand.
and after the subscribe is finished, okay, it's consider that the customer they will buy for 3 years. And after 3 years, the system is still working, yes, or you will stop the system remotely.
The
Or you have
system will still work. The hardware is yours, but the modules will expire. And the reason why is that because I'm an educator and I won't be liking to repeat the cases over years and years. I mean, students will be talking about them and students will guess easily about the cases. So there is a trend for advanced trainings to change the cases every now and then, okay? But you could still go own the cases forever. And if you have like basic training, it's not an examination or testing level training, you could keep the cases. Just to tell you, Cathis is a company that listens to the customer and delivers to the customer. So we're always open for what we call customization and solution design. So if the customer needs to own cases, okay, forever, but they still would like to have the service of uploading their case in you know, as pay as you go or case by case payment. It's still there. The technology is available. They could ask to upload their case. We would do this for them. And about the payment, if it's a a subscription, or it is a pay as you go, it's not an issue. The technology is there, we'll do it.
And you mean they will have the current cases which deliver, license will be expired for any future upgrade, but he can utilize what he received as a normal cases, yes, or as standard cases.
Exactly. So if they purchase the cases, they go with the purchase option, it's there forever. But if they could subscribe also and get, you know, every now and then get new blood, new cases, you know, getting peripheral cases, new coronary cases. So you could go hybrid. You could own some cases. You could subscribe and get novelties every now and then. This is what they can do.
Okay, that's it.
No, it's all there. The cases are from real patient images. It is not something graphically designed. It is really from Germany and from really users, advanced users from all over the European continent. Cathis is always developing new cases. Okay, challenging cases, rarely seen cases. So it's really nice to subscribe with Cathis, because this is what you will be getting. I mean, like a technique like TAVI is always evolving, new instruments, new cases. You might be having new technologies, TAV-R, or I don't know, God knows what in the future, what the future could bring us. So being subscribed is nice. But I know, yes, for government users, there might not be always open to subscription nowadays, but the trend is going. Many suppliers like hospital information systems, many software providers for the Ministry of Health or for hospitals are now being open for cloud solutions and subscription solutions. It's going to get better. If it doesn't, we are there. We can sell them the cases. They could own it forever. No worries.
What we did exactly in the CVIS solution and the CBAC solution, okay, the trend is going for subscription. It's right, and to be honest, especially the US product. Most of the people,
Exactly.
what we did as FMS to deal with this scenario, we deliver a solution without informing the customer that it's a subscription solution. We continue
Smart.
using the system for 5 years. Okay. After that, we force the customer to extend the warranty. Otherwise, he will use the system as is, without any upgrade. It will working, but with a limited upgrade and limited support from the manufacturer level. This is what
I
we
get
did
you.
for CVIS, like Lomadex, and even Philips now they're thinking about the subscription solution.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, you can call it anything. You can call it warranty. You can call it subscription. But at the end, it's a yearly payment, or it's a payment that gets renewed.
You will accept the support contract more than to accept
Exactly. Subscription. صح. It's the terminology. I hope it's gonna change within newer generation of decision makers. I hope this is gonna change, and I'm sure this is gonna change at some point.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carlos, for supporting this. Hussam, can you stop sharing your screen now?
Sure.
Okay, so can you see now the camera of Ahmed Hassan user? We have here the Cathis Smart. I will explain a little bit about the hardware components, and then we will start a real case. Me and Hussam will elaborate more about the case itself. So everyone can see the screen, the camera, sorry.
I can see your camera, yes.
Yes,
Please, Hussam, put yourself on mute. Everybody puts on mute, so the camera of Ahmed would be always showing.
Okay, this is the Cathis Smart. For me, this is I prefer myself. I prefer this most because it's a compact one. It's affordable one. It comes in a rugged case, so I can move around with it from customer to customer. It's a good option for a compact solution. For sure, it doesn't have all the features that the other provide, but yet it's a really great one. Okay. This is the Cathis Smart. I will point when I am talking about one. This is the Cathis Smart device. This is for the insertion, and this is the main unit. Okay, this is the control unit for moving the table. Here we have the saline and the contrast for X-ray. This is actually like the real devices. It looks like real devices. This one is the inflation one. If you can see it here, it's exactly like the real one. Okay. And here, this is one of my favorites. This is a Stream Deck. A Stream Deck is like a helping tool. It makes your life easier when you just want to control something real fast. Okay, and the main PC, this one is the main PC, the main control unit where you can see the X-ray and everything. Now we can. Do anyone have any question about this, or we can go to starting a session?
Thank you. Go ahead, please share your screen.
Hussam, can you talk about the case that we are going to start until I start it?
Okay. Thank you, Ahmed. Actually, today we will run the PCI, the percutaneous coronary intervention. Just to mention something that when you sign in on the device, before you choose the case, you can sign in as a guest or administrator. If you are an administrator, between two brackets, or I mean you are the instructor, you can build a different username with passwords for your course attendees or your residents, and then you can assign for them a specific modules. Also, I mean building a curriculum. So you can build or assign a specific courses or modules for your students. You can give them their username and password. They can run on the device without without being there, you as instructor. So it can be done with the tech lab or anyone inside the lab or the cath lab, I mean, room. So this is a very good option. At the end, you can get also an evaluation form that gives you in more details what is done by the resident or by the student. Okay, now would you like to start now, Ahmed, from here? Now here you can see here we have a library of modules or cases. Our cases today, it's the PCI again. So once we choose it, Ahmed. It's just loading the case now.
Just take in consideration that because of the streaming, it might take like a couple of seconds of a delay. So, but in real life, it's nothing like this. Okay, Hossein, you can go on. I will just do whatever you.
Just a second, Ahmed. If you give me. I'm just okay, trying to see that. Okay. Yeah. Now once we start, we can choose the insertion point. Or did you choose it, Ahmed, already? The insertion point. From file, you can go and choose the insertion point. You can choose the radial. You can see now here we have the two monitors here, one on the left and one on the right. The left one here where you can have live, and once you apply the x-ray, you can see everything here on the left side. On the right side, this is for documentation, or what we call the cine loop. So once you press on the right and the foot pedal, you can get here just for documentation or for reference, for your reference. So now after that, Ahmed will choose the yeah, you already choose the radial right arterial, and then we'll go for using the guide wire. We'll choose the guide wire. As you can see here, Ahmed he's choosing the guide wire. We need the 035 curved one. And then we will move the guide wire over the aortic valve. You can see now how is the image is a quality image. As Dr. Carlos mentioned, it's taken from real cases. Yes. Also, Ahmed, you can give. We have here cheating option. Actually, it's a 3D that you can see more clearly the image. See now here. Okay, can you move, Ahmed, the C arm, the LAO? Yes, exactly. more, 40, up to 40. Yes. Okay. So now after we move the guide wire, we can choose the catheter. But before that, Ahmed, if you go to the safe state, choose the guide wire one. So let's move this.
We make some safe states because, as you know, this is a very technical procedure. So we try to make the best position, and then we make some safe state for it, so we can get back to it directly without wasting your time getting into the right position.
Exactly. Okay. So now we will insert select the catheter, Ahmed. So now we have the JR 4.5, 6 French. Then we'll push the guide catheter and pull back the guide wire. JR 4.5, yes, 6 French. Okay. And now Ahmed, he is inserting the catheter. You can see now. You can switch back, by the way, Ahmed, to the X-ray, not the 3D. Yes. Can you push now the catheter, please? Yes, you can see now here that he is pushing the catheter over the guide wire. Yes. Switch now to 3D, Ahmed, back to 3D, please. You can see now here that the catheter here over now. Did you pull back the guide wire, Ahmed? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now
it's in position, don't worry.
yes. Now you can move the catheter into the right coronary, Ahmed.
Okay, just a small note here. Assume that from the beginning we choose a wrong catheter. We have an option here for changing the guide catheter while we are in the right position. Just press here and change the catheter, guide catheter, and then you choose whatever you want. This is only for training purpose, so you don't have to pull back and start the procedure from the beginning. Just change the catheter at the way it's not like in the real life, but this is for like training purpose, like in like the 3D option. Also, it's not in the real life, but just for training purpose.
Okay, now Ahmed, shall we back to the X-ray 2D, and then we'll give a contrast. And do the cine loop just to show them. Exactly. So now here on the right side, you can see that we have, this is the cine loop or the roadmap This is for a documentation. No, so now here on the left side we can move on and see what we have. This is for our reference. Okay, now Ahmed will be selecting another guide wire. The straight soft one. Yeah, and can you show them, Ahmed, before that? Can you show them how we can play with the tip of, yes. Yeah, here we can control the tip of the guide wire. We can move it, we can make it straight, or yes, as you can see here, make it short or long also. Okay, so it can be left or right. Okay, so now can you get in, Ahmed, by the catheter into the right coronary, or you can go for the safe state, the 014 one. Yes, you can see Ahmed now how he is inserting the guide wire into the right coronary here. Here we go now. Okay. Would you like, Ahmed, to give another contrast here just to show? And then we will be selecting the balloon for predilation. Yes. Okay. So now we will select a balloon. Then at the end, we will be selecting the stent just to make the inflation first. The 2.5, Ahmed, the 30. Okay, that's it. Can you see Ahmed? He is now exact. Now, yes, we'll make the cine loop again to place the balloon. Now we will be inflating the balloon, actually by the device that he has it, Ahmed. It's a TIMPAR. Can see Ahmed.
Just also for training purpose, if you don't, there is something called a compliance chart. It do you want me showing it or something?
Yes, sure.
So it's like just like helping the users to determine the pressure and VS the diameter of the balloon.
Okay.
Okay, now we will be inflating the balloon.
Yeah, this is to prevent rupture, you know, of the artery. Because of all.
Okay, now after inflating the balloon, now we will pull back the balloon and insert the stent. It's 275, Ahmed. by 28. Now we'll insert the stent. And we'll see the final result. You can go to the, after inflating the stent, Ahmad, you can go to the safe state. Same thing, Ahmad, he will inflate the stent. Yes, now. Give a contrast, please. Yes, that's it. Great. Okay. Still, you can differentiate between the old image and the new one, and you can see the arteries, see how is. Yes. And now, Ahmed, yes. Okay. You did the cine loop again, also on the right side now. Okay. So anything else, Ahmed, or that's it?
No, this is for the case. If anyone have a question, we'll be happy to.
Okay. So that's it for the case. Yes, please, if there is any question, we are happy to answer.
Could you show us the list of possible complications that the educator could include in the case? Just a list of it.
You mean the modules or the cases, Dr. Carlos?
So, what are the complications that you can include in the case? Do you have in the menu somewhere it's called complications?
Ahmed, is there is from file, or can we do complications? See it there.
I'm not sure how to add a complication to an existing case. Can Manuela, can you support in this?
This is click on complication manager.
Yeah. So hi, this is Manuela speaking. So basically, we have prepared several complications that you can feed into the running simulation. That can be several things like a perforation, a dissection, an embolization, whatsoever. We do have many various complications. And I would propose that Hussam is going to send out, if there is interest, the complications after the meeting to the respective interested people. Would that make sense?
Can you click on new? Yeah. Thank you, Manuel. Click on new. So the different types of complications that you could add are the thrombus, perforation, dissection of the artery, spasm, and no reflow. So at any point, you can you choose dissection, please? So at any point, there are many criterias at which you could program, so you could trigger the the dissection here. So either it is at the balloon pressure. So if the user exceeds some pressure, then the dissection will happen, or it's a stent or self-expanding stent, aspiration catheter. So you could choose from the trigger menu here what really does trigger this. The location, of course, of the complications, you can choose that, and how to resolve the complication, end of complication, either by giving a drug or trying to deflate the balloon or something. Okay, so this is also very important for educators who want really to train their students, advanced level students, on how complications could occur and how to manage those. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. I received the question about the Coro 3D. Sure, we can move it after we finish the case, but anyone have another question regarding the case or the software itself?
We can move, Ahmed. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Someone is asking if you can show the Chorus 3D. So Hassan, I will close this one and open the Chorus 3D. We can take the audience a little quick in the Chorus 3D. Okay. Okay, this is the Chorus 3D app. It's only a learning tool. It's a very nice learning tool. I have seen users can like it very much. We can now talk about the anatomy of the coronary vessels. It has three options: anatomy of coronary vessels, stenosis, and virtual catheterization laboratory. Okay, so let's start with the anatomy of the coronary vessel. We will, for the time's sake, we will take only this one. It's very nice. It's like a guiding tool for sorry. It's like a guiding tool, and also at the end it have some quizzes. It have post 3D and real life images. This is blood supply types. This is a normal supply type. Also, you can see the 3D here. Each one is colored, and you can also move the table from here. So if you want a specific image, and if you want to teach a student what they are going to see, like an LOA or ROA, and if you press any one of them, it will just be marked, and the rest will go fading. This is a real life image. Each one of them, it's color coded, so we can tell your student or your doctors if you want to explain more about one of them. I will just go through and to the exam at the end. So just to give you a quick look what it looks like. Yeah, this is exercise. Sorry, I was demonstrating, and the team I was demonstrating was very happy about it. So we finished all the exercises here last time. I didn't reset him, but let's fix one. So what it shows, like it's not like this. It's not. This is an answered one. Okay. So it gives you a name of. Sorry, it gives you an image and asks you which one is it, which RAMS is it, and the students start to answering, and when it's the right one, it turns to green, and That's it. And it's like a quick quiz. And but it's a very interesting one, so people get more involved while you are training them. I think that's it. The rest is some exercises. Anyone have a question about the Chorus 3D? I'm sorry because we exceeded our time, so I don't want to get into more about it.
If you can show us one C-arm position example.
Okay, Carlos, do you want to explain more about it?
Yes, okay. So in the aim of reducing the use of radiology and X-ray, it's very important for the patient's health, okay, and also for the environment. So many courses around endovascular cath lab training is about how could you get to the view, anatomical view of the heart or any organ you're targeting in less X-rays. So this is a good exercise that shows the planes, LAO and cranial positioning and degrees. Just by positioning the table and the C-arm, you could, with minimal X-ray, just get the view you want. So if you want to click on the exercise, go next. Okay, so then this is all about explaining on how you could get the best view. Just go straight Ahmed, to the exercises. Okay, so this is the exercise interface. So here the student is asked to give this view of the organ, the heart in this case. So the examiner wants this the X-ray to look and to have this heart without, you know, the screen is still blank. So you have, as a student, go up and down with the C-arm, back and forth with the table. Okay, so you can choose the to move the C-arm and the table also, but then you could click on OK and check if this is the view that the educator wanted to see. So apparently this is not exactly the view that you need to see. You have to adjust the angulation a little bit. Okay, so the angle has to be adjusted. This is the second attempt, so the software is detecting that this is the second wrong attempt, and the student has to get to the image with minimum attempts possible. So this is also very important in training how to economize with the X-ray release. Thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Doctor. Hassam, I leave it to you from here.
Okay. Any more question? Actually, we reach 1 hour now. So please, if there is
Hassan, just one question.
Okay.
Can we generate a structure report for the end user?
Structure report, or you mean evaluation report for the instructor?
Evaluation report.
Yeah.
For example.
Yes. Yeah. After you finish the case, yes, there is a report. It will be generated. It will give the instructor everything almost done during the case, and so for example, how many stents has been used, or guide wires, or catheter, the sizes, if it is the case done or not. and also it will give you about the X-ray. The X-ray, if it's how much the dose, I mean, given for the patient. So all of these things will be generated in the report, or will be
Yeah,
mentioned.
also amount of contrast is also important.
Exactly.
It will be.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other question? Okay, if there is no question now, I would like to thank you all. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we'll be doing this webinars during the coming weeks, or every week we'll be having like this webinars. It's our pleasure, and we will be happy to join us for the next time.